Hey guys, my name is John Bo, and welcome back to Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. Now, in the last episode, we actually pretty much explored the rest of the game. Well, not the rest of it. Actually, we have technically one more area left to go, and that is this area right here. If we go all the way to it, it is Mastermind Unmasked. So we explored the super secret laboratory, but now we just have to explore the last two levels of the game. But before we do that, we have clearly missed, not in these levels, but we have clearly missed a few snacks all throughout the levels. So we need to go back and get everything that we have missed. Now, I don't have face cam for this episode simply because the way I'm going to do this is, I was originally going to do a Q&A, but I decided to scrap that idea. And instead, I'm going to do something even more unique. Sorry, I just got distracted. Like, look at that sign. It says 1867, I think. That's so weird. Okay, interesting. When does it, was this manor built in 1867? Okay, anyways, that's not important. So what I'm going to do instead is, since there are a lot of Scooby-Doo movies out there, and I've seen a majority of them. I mean, I think the only ones I haven't seen are the newer ones, which don't really matter. I just won't rank them, but basically I'm gonna rank every single Scooby-Doo movie I've ever seen. But don't worry, I'm not gonna give a full detailed ranking. I think I'll say what it's about, maybe, or you know, like I'll just give a ranking of them, because there's like 50 of them. I don't even know, but there's a lot of them. But anyways, without further ado, let's get this thing started. We're gonna be going back and collecting every single snack / monster token in the game to help with 100% completion of this game. So like I said, without further ado, let's begin this moment. Okay, let's begin. So we're going to start out with the live action films first. So first up, we got Scooby-Doo the movie, or I guess just Scooby-Doo. It's where they visit Spooky Island, and Scrappy-Doo is actually the main villain of the whole movie. Honestly, I give that movie a solid 5 out of 10, mainly because it was supposed to be originally an R-rated film. For those who don't know, I won't really go into detail. Next up is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. This one was a whole lot better. I give this a solid 8 out of 10. I don't give it a 10 simply because there could have easily been way better, like there could have been way better jokes in it, or just a little bit of a better plot. There was points where the movie was actually kind of boring. It felt like it was dragging a little bit, but otherwise the actual plot and the very end of the movie, oh my god, perfect. But pretty much this is the movie where the evil masked figures, I believe is what they called it in the movie, brings back a lot of old foes. It's also where they visit the museum, and that's where all the costumes are their old foes, and that's where they get stolen to, you know, get recreated in real life. Pretty good movie, I'd say. I liked how they designed all the villains. This is a lot more kid friendly, a lot more Scooby-Doo related, and that's why I give it a way better rating than what the first film was. Next up, Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins. This was kind of like a reboot in a way, but not really. It was more of just like kind of like a redo / remake of the original live action film. This was also live action, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give it like a 7 out of 10 simply because, well, the CGI in Scooby-Doo, it looked like they barely tried. Like, you can yeah, a 5-year-old, if they look at it, they're gonna be like, oh my god, Scooby-Doo's real. But literally any teenager / adult, like anybody above the age of 10 should realize that that dog is not really there. That's fully CGI. That's just a cartoon. But it wasn't that bad. Like, I did like the plot. It was a classic Scooby-Doo mystery. The remake of the What's New Scooby-Doo theme song, that was a banger. Next film is Scooby-Doo Curse of the Lake Monster. This has the same cast. Also, I should mention these two movies specifically, The Mystery Begins and Curse of the Lake Monster. This is the cast where the real life characters looked almost nothing like the actual, like, you know, cartoon characters. At least in the James Gunn's live action movie Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, they actually made them look like the actual cartoon characters. This one barely tried at all. I mean, they got the outfits kind of close, sort of in a way, but barely. This is the one where well, it's the lake monster. It's an actual real monster brought to life by a witch. That's pretty much all there is to it. And I guess I should say the mystery begins. It's like I said, it's a classic Scooby-Doo mystery. It's just an evil specter brought back 2 ghosts from the dead. And then I think at the very end of the movie, I believe a bunch of ghosts come back for like 5 minutes at max, maybe 2 minutes, and then it all goes back to normal. So, yep, I'd have to say The Curse of the Lake Monster, I'd also give it like a solid 7 out of 10. Next up is Daphne and Velma. So this live action movie, I remember when I first watched it, I actually fell asleep for half of it. So that, to me, I'm sorry, this film gets like a 4 out of 10. I like the fact that I guess this movie is very unique and actually took 2 characters from the gang that pretty much nobody cared about. Almost, I mean, okay, I guess I shouldn't say nobody cared about him, but it was definitely like, you know, like 2 characters that you would never think would make their own movie. Next up, we got the movie Scoob, which was the first and probably going to be only CGI Scooby-Doo movie. I'd have to give this a 3 out of 10. It sucked horribly. The only thing I liked about it was simply you got to see everybody in CGI. But honestly, the CGI wasn't even that great. Fred looks generic as hell, and everybody else looked okay at best. I do like how they actually had Captain Caveman. I believe they also had I don't remember what the guy's name. I'll try to put a picture of him on screen, but I don't remember what the guy's name is. But he's the main villain of the movie. But they also had Blue Falcon and Dynamite. I think that's pretty nice. So first up, we got the very first Scooby-Doo movie ever made, and this was Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers. Oh, also I should say there was technically another Scooby-Doo movie made before. I don't remember when it was actually made, but it was Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood. It wasn't even really a full movie. It was more of like a short film type of deal. It was alright. It was pretty much, well, Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood. They're in Scooby and Shaggy are both in Hollywood, and Scooby-Doo is pretty much recreating a lot of celebrity / pop culture references in a cartoon in his own little Scooby-Doo fashion. Not too bad, but honestly, it was kind of boring for me, so I didn't really care for it. I give that one, we'll give it a solid 6 out of 10 for just being a Hollywood movie, I guess. But anyways, back to Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers. This was the first animated movie, and this, along with 3 other films, was part of the Hanna-Barbera Superstars 10 films. I won't get into it, but yeah, that's all you need to know. Meets the Boo Brothers was simply just Shaggy inherits an old mansion, I believe, an old estate by his uncle or the colonel or whatever. I can't fully remember, but they pretty much meet the Boo Brothers, which are ghost exterminators is what they call them. I'd have to give that movie a solid 7 out of 10. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. So this one had, and also these 3 movies I'm going to be saying right here had Scrappy-Doo in them, by the way, just so you're aware, but this was before he was made into a villain with the live action movie. Anyways, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School had, well, Shaggy getting a new job as a teacher, of all things, I guess, teaching a bunch of ghouls, or girls, ghost girls, how to play volleyball. I think it was kind of weird, kind of sus, kind of really weird and disturbing. I don't even know. This was just a weird movie. That's pretty much it. The main villain is actually a witch that's trying to steal the girls, but I can't remember what the main plot is. From what I remember, this movie was actually all right. I'd also give it another. I can't list it below the Boo Brothers, so I can't list it above the Boo Brothers, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. This is the last of the Superstars Hanna-Barbera movies. So, the Reluctant Werewolf had Shaggy pretty much turned into a werewolf by Count Dracula and his gang of monsters and ghouls and ghosts and whatever. and Shaggy had to compete in a race. And that's literally the whole plot of the movie. I mean, you do get to add, you got to add in Shaggy's one-time girlfriend, and that was Googie. I don't really know how to feel about her. She was kind of annoying, to be honest, but I give that movie a solid 7 out of 10 as well. Next up is Scooby-Doo and Arabian Nights. This was another animated movie that was kind of a slightly different drawing style, I believe, than the other 3 movies, but this was pretty much based on 1001 Nights. It's pretty much just Shaggy retelling a few different fairy tales that are also so those fairy tales are also based around different Hanna-Barbera characters that are also being based off what Shaggy is telling. So it's a lot of based off type of deal. I don't really know what they were doing there. It was an alright movie, 5 out of 10. Never really fully enjoyed it, but I'm sure the really big Scooby-Doo fans will probably really like it. Next up is the very, very popular and famous direct-to-video films Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. This was the one where the whole gang gets reunited after pretty much leaving each other due to the fact that they were tired of the villains always turning out to be bad guys in masks. They are encouraged to go to an island where it is allegedly haunted because pirates and different smugglers keep disappearing on the island, and just people in general keep disappearing on the island. And it turns out there's cat creatures, there's real zombies, again, real cat creatures, and everything is actually really good. The music's amazing. This movie was a solid 9 out of 10. Actually, no, 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, 10 out of 10. I did not mean to give it a 9. 10 out of 10 for this movie. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. This is actually my favorite Scooby-Doo movie of all time. This is the one that introduces the Hex Girls. And pretty much it's about this writer, I'm pretty sure is actually based off of Stephen King, but his name is Ben Ravencroft, and he pretty much wants to bring his witch of a sister back to life that was originally trapped in a book, I guess. Yeah, it was an interesting movie, but I loved it. It's like I said, it's my favorite Scooby-Doo movie of all time. This one does definitely get a 10 out of 10, if not higher. 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, I don't even know. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. This is the one where, well, there's aliens, and there's actually both fake aliens and real aliens. The fake aliens are the ones we see all throughout the movie, the main villains, and then the real aliens are actually the good guys. It's actually Scooby and Shaggy's pretty much, I think, first love interest, which is interesting. Oh wait, no, yeah, Googie from the Reluctant Werewolf. Never mind. No, we're not gonna count Googie. Screw her. We're just gonna say this is Scooby and Shaggy's first technical love interest, because this one actually goes in depth with how they fall in love with these characters, and it's actually really good. There's literally a song that Shaggy sings that's a love song. It's really good. I love it. This movie, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Next up, literally everybody and their dad knows this one, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. This one is where they pretty much get trapped inside of a Scooby-Doo based computer game, and they have to go through 10 different levels to get out of the game. And it has what's called the Phantom Virus in it. That movie gets a solid 9 out of 10. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire. This is the first movie to use the What's New Scooby-Doo animation and stuff, which I actually didn't. I don't really know how to feel about it. It was definitely different. All right, but this is the one where the Hex Girls come back. The gang goes to Australia. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. Well, the gang straight up go to Mexico and they unravel the mystery of the El Chupacabra. Pretty good movie. I'm sorry, I forgot to rate it. The Legend of the Vampire gets, I say a 7 out of 10, and so does the Monster of Mexico, also gets a 7 out of 10. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. This one, they go to, they get a, I forgot where it is. Where is the Loch Ness Monster located at? I can't remember now. Scotland. That's where it is. I kept thinking London for some reason. No, it's Scotland. They go to Scotland to see Daphne's cousin, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. I can't remember. But this is actually a really good movie. I really liked it. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Next is Aloha Scooby-Doo. They pretty much go to Hawaii and they come face to face with the Wiki Tiki. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 again. It was pretty alright. Next up, another one of my favorite movies. Actually, this is my second favorite movie. The Loch Ness Monster has to be my third. This one is Scooby-Doo and Where's My Mummy? The gang pretty much goes to Egypt and they see the pyramids of Giza. Next up, Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy. This one this is the one where the gang goes on a cruise ship for a vacation, but ends up getting raveled into a ghost pirate ship type of deal. From what I remember, this movie is pretty much based around the Bermuda Triangle, I believe. Bermuda Triangle. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that right. That's pretty much the whole center of the movie. It was pretty good. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Next up, Chill Out Scooby-Doo. The gang goes to the Himalayas and they meet the abominable snowman. This movie, I give it a solid, I'd say an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King. This one was actually a very interesting one because this one also had technically real monsters in it, because pretty much the gang goes to a Halloween carnival and then Scooby and Shaggy somehow get transported into a Halloween-like world / dimension where all the monsters are actually real, but they're not like trying to kill them for the most part. And then you got the main villain, the Goblin King, which is actually real. The movie, I give it another, again, I'd say 8 out of 10, honestly. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword. I believe the gang goes to Japan. And this one also has a plot twist, but it's not as like, crazy, because you can kind of see it coming if you're not like a child that doesn't know any better. It's pretty good. Daphne apparently knows a certain fighting style, which I can't remember what it is, whatever is most popular in Japan. But yeah, pretty cool. Also has robot ninjas in it, so that's neat. Pretty neat. I give that one another 8 out of 10. Next up, my fourth favorite movie, Scooby-Doo Abracadabra-Doo. This was the first one to use the animation style based off actually Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Abracadabra-Doo pretty much has the gang going to visit Velma's cousin Madeline, I believe, to a magical mansion of some kind, where they pretty much go against a griffin. The whole plot has a lot of things to do with magic, and I actually really liked it. So I give that one a solid 9 out of 10. Next up, Scooby-Doo Camp Scare. This is the one where Fred takes the gang camping to his old summer camp. And then this one also has another plot twist, something about an underwater town and something like that. It takes place in the woods while camping. 2 different villains, I believe, which is kind of crazy. This one I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was okay. It wasn't bad though, 100% not bad. Next up, Scooby-Doo Legend of the Phantasaur. This one actually had also another plot twist and technically two different enemies, but also they're pretty much 2 similar enemies. It's kind of complicated, but it's also really interesting. It's pretty much where Shaggy has to stay away from scary stuff because he's pretty much traumatized from all the mysteries they've gone through. And yeah, pretty good movie. Again, I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was pretty good. Next up, Scooby-Doo Music of the Vampire. This one was, I think, the first and only musical movie type of deal for Scooby-Doo. It was pretty alright. I mean, it was definitely not my favorite. The gang pretty much goes to a vampire convention, and at the end of the movie, I think the main vampire tries to marry Daphne for some kind of ritual. I can't remember, but it was a pretty weird movie. But I give this all a 6 out of 10. It wasn't definitely not amazing. Next up, Big Top Scooby-Doo. We are like not even halfway through, or no, we are halfway through. Okay, thank God. We're running out of time here. But yeah, Scooby-Doo, Big Top Scooby-Doo. This is the one where the gang goes to a, they go to a circus type of deal, which is interesting. It's filled with not real werewolf, yeah, they're werewolves. And yeah, this is actually one where Scooby and Shaggy actually have somewhat of a fight in a way. Kind of, where Shaggy's pretty much getting treated better than Scooby. Scooby's pretty much getting treated like your average circus animal, which is really sad. Yeah, it was an alright movie. I'm not gonna lie, half these movies for this is kind of iffy for me. I don't really like any of them, but they're okay. I did watch them, so they're alright. But yeah, this one, I give it a solid 6 out of 10. It was not that great, but it was also not terrible. Next up, Scooby-Doo, Mask of the Blue Falcon. This one was starting well, Blue Falcon and Dynamite. This was a pretty interesting movie, to say the least. That's all I can say about it. It was okay. I barely remember the plot to it, even though I'm pretty sure I do have it on Blu-ray, but I can't remember. I almost can't remember anything about it. From what I do remember, I'll just give it a solid 6 out of 10 just to be fair. Next up, Scooby-Doo Adventures, The Mystery Map. So this was the first puppet movie of the franchise. It was really weird. I don't know how to feel about it. Oh no, it wasn't the first puppet movie. It was the only puppet movie. So it was kind of like a 2-part type of movie. Again, I can't remember anything about it. Something about a ghost pirate. And it uses the same song that was also used in Legend of the Phantasaur, which you know came before this movie, so they were very lazy with this one. Yeah, I give that one another 6 out of 10. It was not amazing at all. Next up, Scooby-Doo Stage Fright. This movie was highly inspired by the Phantom of the Opera, but this was also the one where Fred and Daphne kind of pretty much confessed their love for each other. I would have given it a solid, honestly, 7 out of 10. It was okay, actually. It wasn't terrible. Next up, Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. This was the one with WWE, you know, WrestleMania. It was pretty alright. Had what was called the Ghost Bear or something like that. The name could be wrong, but it's pretty much a bear that wrestles. It was okay. John Cena was in it, Sin Cara, a bunch of those guys, and Mr. McMahon. Yeah, you know the drill. I give that one, I don't know, 7 out of 10. It was okay. Next up, Scooby-Doo Franken-Creepy. This one was actually really interesting. I actually did not mind this one bit. So I'm going to give this one a solid... I'm still going to give it only a 7 out of 10. But next up, Scooby-Doo Moon Monster Madness. So this is the one where they pretty much... The gang goes into space and deals with a alien that I'm pretty sure was pretty much based off of... what's it called? Alien. Literally just Alien. You know, the horror movie. It was okay at best. I barely remember anything about it, but it was okay at best. I'd give it a solid, I don't know, 5 out of 10. It was okay at best. Next up, Scooby-Doo and Kiss, Rock and Roll Mystery. I actually remember really liking this one. This was pretty good. They meet Kiss at a Kiss-inspired theme park, which is interesting of all things. There was a witch type of deal for the main villain, but it was Kiss. What do you expect? There was a lot of Kiss music, a lot of Kiss. It was Kiss. So, but I give it a solid 8 out of 10 for what it was. You just gotta go watch it. It was interesting. Next up, we got the first Lego Scooby-Doo movie, Lego Scooby-Doo Haunted Hollywood. There's really nothing much to say about this one. It's pretty much just Lego Scooby-Doo. But I give it a solid 7 out of 10, mainly because I like Legos and I like Scooby-Doo. What's not to love? Next up, we got Scooby-Doo and WWE Curse of the Speed Demon, the second WWE movie, and I believe last one. I barely remember anything about it. It was pretty much a race, Scooby-Doo in a race again, but did horribly this time. I did not like this movie one bit. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, mainly because I'm just not in the wrestling, and I'm definitely not really into speed or racing that much. So yeah, that's why I decided to say that. Next up, Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown. This one was a Shaggy based movie, actually. Something about Shaggy's ancestor and his ghost. I can't remember all the details. It was okay at best. I did watch it, but it's been a long time, so honestly I'll leave the rating blank because I don't feel like it's fair to rate it when I barely remember anything about it. I know I've mentioned that before where there was a few of these movies I haven't seen in a long time, but I remember enough about them to rate them, but this one I really just don't remember anything about it. So I'm going to leave the rating blank. Next up, Lego Scooby-Doo Blowout Beach Bash. Don't worry, this is the last Lego Scooby-Doo movie. The game pretty much goes to a beach fest. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. It was okay. The first Lego Scooby-Doo movie was much better than this one. There's really not much to say about this one. Again, it's Lego Scooby-Doo. What do you want from it? Next up, Scooby-Doo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold. This one, this was actually the first crossover with Batman, at least for a movie-wise. They actually did already have a crossover with Batman, Scooby-Doo did, when they were doing the new Scooby-Doo movies. This one I believe brings back some Batman villains, and I think brings back some Scooby-Doo villains. I can't quite remember. I might give this one a solid 7 out of 10. It was okay at best. It was pretty good. I know I've been saying a lot of okay at best for these. Next up, Scooby-Doo and the Gourmet Ghost. This one actually features Bobby Flay, and I can't even pronounce their name. Guida de Laurentiis. I'm pretty sure I've just butchered their name 6 ways to Sunday. This one was pretty much, I'm pretty sure it turns out Fred is related to him. I can't remember, but they pretty much have a cooking contest. I'd say I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was pretty good. Next is Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost. So this is pretty much supposed to finish off the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo cartoon series incarnation of the series. This was an okay movie. Again, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next up, probably the worst Scooby-Doo film that's ever been made. I'm almost refusing to even rate it. And that is Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. I know what you're thinking. You rated Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island amazingly. Why not this one? Because this one pretty much goes back to Zombie Island, but not in the way you expect. Velma is pretty much like denying that everything was even real, even though they clearly were real. I hate this movie. Negative 10,000 out of 10. I hated it with a passion. It was horrible. Next up, Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo. This was starring Elvira, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, which is Mistress of the Dark, and Bill Nye the Science Guy of all people, which is actually hilarious because I remember Bill Nye the Science Guy from my childhood with school and stuff, so that's fantastic. I can't fully remember this movie. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it, but I'm still gonna rate it a solid 7 out of 10 simply because Bill Nye was in it, and I'm pretty sure he saved the movie, so that's good. Next up, Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob. I actually cannot rate this movie because I have actually never seen it. I think there's maybe 2 other movies I've never seen on this list, and we're actually towards the end now, but I've never seen this one, unfortunately, so I do apologize for that. I know it was mainly around Shaggy, I believe. Something about them going back in time. I could be completely wrong, but this movie is actually based off The Sword and the Stone by T.H. White, so for those who are wondering, so I unfortunately cannot rate this. Go watch it for yourself to see if you like it or not. Next up, straight out of nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. And I'm not making that up, that's actually part of the title, straight out of nowhere. If you get the reference, it's because Courage the Cowardly Dog literally lives in, well, nowhere, Kansas. That's what the town is named. But anyways, this is Scooby-Doo and the gang meet Courage the Cowardly Dog and his owners, Eustace and Muriel Bagg. I remember watching Courage the Cowardly Dog. I love the show. I love both Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog, so this was a fantastic movie to watch. I give it a solid, I'd say a 9 out of 10. This was pretty. Next up, unfortunately these last 2 films, because these are the very last 2 movies, thank God, I have not watched either of these. I do have this first one on DVD, so that's good, so I can watch it eventually. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. But the first one is Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, which this is actually related to Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, the latest incarnation of the Scooby-Doo franchise for the TV series. They pretty much meet somebody famous, but I can't remember who it is, or maybe it's not somebody famous, maybe it's only in the Scooby-Doo universe that they're famous in. Something about Halloween, I can't fully remember. Go watch it for yourself. Unfortunately, I cannot rate that one either. And last but not least, Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. Yeah, such an amazing, creative, unique name. I know, right? The movie, I believe, well, it's with Crypto, and I can't remember. I don't really know if Superman is in it. I know I watched the trailer for it, but I don't know. But that is the end of all the Scooby-Doo movies. If I missed one, blame Wikipedia, because I just went off a list because I couldn't remember all the movies. I could go over the specials, but I think we are running out of time, unfortunately, for this. That is going to be it. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, and that was the official end of the video for that part, at least, getting all the snacks in the game. That was literally the last one. I didn't realize it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Like I said, I know it might have been a little bit boring to some people, but it's okay. But next episode, you guys know what we're all doing. We're finishing this game once and for all. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you did enjoy this video, then do leave a like. And if you're new to my channel, then do consider subscribing so you never miss out on when I post. And ring that notification bell too. It helps out a ton. But anyways, guys, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!